Hello, everyone. Welcome back to WordWise, where learning English is easy, fun, and for free. Today, we have a brand new podcast. Let's talk about the time I walked into a pharmacy, tried to ask for something simple, ended up describing my symptoms with hand gestures for 10 full minutes, and accidentally convinced the pharmacist that I was either very sick or performing some kind of interpretive dance. Okay, so at this point in my travels, I have eaten a goat head, checked into the wrong hotel, and ordered raw fish with flowers on it. Things can only get better, right? Right? Wrong. So it's day 4 of my trip, and I wake up with a headache. A simple, ordinary, completely normal headache. Nothing dramatic. I just need a painkiller. One small tablet. That is all I want from this world. One tablet, a glass of water, and 20 minutes of silence. So I find a pharmacy near my hotel. I walk in, and immediately, I feel good about this because a pharmacy looks the same everywhere in the world. White walls, bright lights, shelves full of medicine, a serious-looking person behind the counter. Universal, familiar, safe. I've got this. I approach the counter. The pharmacist looks up at me. Very professional, very calm. And I open my mouth and I say, nothing. Because I have just realized that I do not know a single word for headache in this language. Not one. Zilch. My brain, which has already failed me multiple times on this trip, has decided to take another day off. So I do what any reasonable, mature, well-traveled adult would do. I point at my head. I make a very serious face. I say, ow. Just ow. One syllable. That's my entire medical consultation. The pharmacist stares at me. I stare back. I point at my head again. A little more urgently this time. And then, because apparently I decided that pointing was not enough, I start describing the headache with my hands. I'm doing this circular motion around my head, I'm squinting, I'm making sounds that I genuinely cannot explain. It was less of a conversation and more of a one-man show. Now, this is where I want to talk about our first word today, symptoms. Symptoms are the signs that show you are not feeling well. A headache is a symptom. A fever is a symptom. A runny nose, a sore throat, feeling dizzy. These are all symptoms. When you go to a doctor or a pharmacist, they will ask you about your symptoms. What are your symptoms? Meaning, what do you feel? What is wrong? Where does it hurt? Very important word, especially when you are traveling and you need medical help. Symptoms. So after about 3 minutes of my performance, the pharmacist holds up one hand very calmly and like a person who has seen everything and feels nothing anymore. And she points to a chart on the wall. A chart with pictures of the human body, and different areas are highlighted with little icons showing different types of pain. And I want to tell you, that chart saved my life. Or at least my morning. I walk over, I point to the head area, I nod very enthusiastically. She nods back. She turns around, she goes to the shelf. She comes back with a small box of painkillers. And I feel such an enormous wave of relief that I actually say out loud, to no one in particular, oh, thank goodness. And this brings me to word number 2, relief. Relief is the feeling you get when something difficult, or painful or stressful suddenly stops, or when you find a solution to a problem. When the headache goes away, that is relief. When the pharmacist understands what you need after 10 minutes of hand gestures, that is relief. When you find a seat on a very crowded train, relief. It is one of the best feelings in the world, and now you have the word for it. Relief. So she hands me the box, I take it gratefully, and then she starts talking. And I realize she is telling me something important, probably the instructions. How many tablets to take? How often, with food or without food? Essential information. And I understand absolutely nothing. So I do something I probably should have done much earlier in this whole trip. I take out my phone. I open a translation app, and I type, how do I take these? And I show her the screen. Her face lights up. Genuinely lights up, like, oh, this man has a phone! This whole time! Why were we doing the dance? And look, fair point. Completely fair point. I panicked. It happens. She types back the instructions on my phone. 2 tablets twice a day after meals. Simple, clear, done. 10 seconds. I look at my phone. I look at her. She looks at me. And there is a moment of shared understanding between us. A moment where 2 people from completely different places, speaking completely different languages, with completely different experiences, look at each other and both think the exact same thing. This could have been so much easier. I buy the painkillers. I also buy some throat lozenges because at this point I feel like I owe her something. I say thank you in her language because I looked it up before I left, and her smile is so warm and so genuinely kind that for a moment, I forget I spent the last 15 minutes pretending to be a broken windmill. I go back to my hotel. I take the tablets. The headache goes away in 40 minutes, and I lie on my bed staring at the ceiling, thinking about communication, about how hard it is and how important it is, and how we find ways to do it even when we share 0 words in common. Just hands and faces and charts on walls, and translation apps we should have opened 20 minutes earlier. It's actually kind of beautiful, in a deeply embarrassing way. Okay, word recap time. 3 words, all very useful, all learned through mild suffering. Word number 1, symptoms. The signs that show something is wrong with your health. Headache, fever, sore throat, all symptoms. When you go to any medical professional anywhere in the world, they will ask about your symptoms. Now you know the word. Word number 2, relief. That beautiful feeling when something stressful or painful stops, or when a problem is finally solved. After a headache goes away, relief. After a long flight ends, relief. After you finally understand a difficult English word, relief. Use it, feel it, enjoy it. And word number 3, instructions. Instructions are the directions that tell you how to do something or how to use something. Medicine instructions tell you how many tablets to take and when. Recipe instructions tell you how to cook. Assembly instructions tell you how to build furniture and then make you question all your life. Choices, instructions, very practical, very common, very necessary word. So there you go. 3 words, 1 pharmacy, 1 very patient pharmacist, and 1 translation app that I should have opened immediately. That was adventure number 4. And I promise you, I am learning. Slowly. Very slowly. But I am learning. Now, have you ever had to explain something without the right words? Have you ever used hand gestures, drawings, or phone apps to communicate in a foreign country? Tell me your story in the comments below. I read every single one, and honestly, your stories make me feel so much better about my own life choices. And if you love WordWise, please subscribe right now. It is completely free. We have new episodes every week, and every single time Mr. Robert leaves his house, something goes wrong and you learn 3 new English words. It is the best deal on the internet. I genuinely believe that. This is Mr. Robert, signing off. Stay curious, stay humble, and if you ever travel abroad, download a translation app before you leave. Not at the pharmacy counter. Before. Please, do it for yourself. Do it for the pharmacists of the world. They are doing their best. See you in the next one.